Hey, Cody.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Well, thanks for coming in. Pretty much just checking in from our time last time. Do you remember what we talked about or how it went?
Yeah, we kind of just talked about, got to know each other a little bit better. We talked about my grades in two of my classes, talked about some of my extracurricular activities, and yeah, talked about trying to get my grades up in those classes.
Yeah, that was pretty much our goal, getting those grades up, especially that language arts and then math on.
Mhm.
Yeah, so pretty much just gonna continue that. I did bring our game. We want to finish our Jenga game. What do you
Okay.
think? Yeah? All right. And as usual, every time we're in here, what we talk about between you and me stays between you and me, okay? All right. Here's our questions. I think these are the ones that were left. You want to start us off?
Sure, give it a shot here. I
I think you're safe with that one.
Maybe.
Nice.
So it's done. What is your favorite food?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I would say my favorite food is sushi.
Sushi.
I could eat sushi every day if I wanted to.
Okay.
What about you?
I'd probably have to say pizza.
Pizza?
I mean, that is definitely my very much guilty pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What kind of pizza?
any of it. I don't have a specific favorite. I'll eat anything and everything on a slice of pizza, pretty much. So,
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. I love pizza too. Where am I gonna go? I'll go. Nope, not there. Oh gosh, nope.
you gotta go with it now. You gotta finish it.
Is that the rule? Can I touch other pieces?
It's your game.
So if it's my game, I'm gonna put that back in. We're gonna try somewhere else. There we go. What helps make you feel better after a tough day?
I'm not really sure. I don't really have too many tough days, I would say, but probably just relaxing, listening to some music.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't really like talking about my feelings near as much. So maybe if I've had a tough day, sometimes it's nice just want to be by myself, go in my room, listen to some music, just kind of hang out by myself.
Kind of unwind, let it unwind.
Yeah.
Specific type of music help you out, or?
Whatever. Kind of more of a country fan myself, so maybe some sad country music.
Okay, whatever works, right? Okay.
What about you?
I could be a little bit of the opposite. Sometimes going out and doing something helps take my mind off things. So whether it's going on a run or exercising, or as last time I mentioned my dog. My dog, it keeps me very busy, and after a tough day, I come home and he's always happy to see me. So that's kind of a good thing for me.
All right.
All right, I think you have a tough. I don't know which one you're gonna go for.
That's cheating, but this is not going good.
Oh man. You gonna get two pieces?
I got one.
Okay.
I'm kind of dangling in there. one. If you won the lottery, what would be the first thing you would buy?
First thing. I would buy probably a new house. Something I'm looking forward. Just a new house sometime soon.
Big house? What kind of house?
Medium size, big enough to like have my family in there, and big backyard for the dog, but nothing too big. I don't know what I would do with that much space. What would you buy?
I would probably buy a yacht.
A yacht.
I think that would be really cool. You basically have big parties, all your families and friends out on the water.
Mm-hmm.
Just one big party boat. Yeah. I think it'd be a good time.
A yacht's basically a house. So
it is basically a house. Yep. It's a vacation house.
You get the house on the water.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I'm on the water.
Good deal. All right, I'll try to get the one that you almost. All right, we'll have this one be the last question, so that way we each get 2 questions. Okay. What is one thing you couldn't live without?
That is a hard one. It's hard. I mean, I think I can live without it, but it's hard to imagine my life like without sports or any sort of basketball or anything like that. It kind of just, I don't know. It's kind of the glue that keeps my life together. It seems like I've been doing it longer than anything I can remember, so it would be it'd be very difficult to live without that.
Yeah, totally. I think something also that is the glue for me, and I don't know what I would do without, it would be probably just like my family. So that's one thing I couldn't go without.
Yeah, that's probably more important than basketball.
No, basketball's important too. I totally agree on that part.
Better answer.
No. That's why we both get the same question. All right. So let's check on these grades. What do you think? What do you think they're going to be? Have you checked recently?
I haven't checked, but I know I'm not doing any worse. So
there's a positive, right? Okay, so let's pull it up.
I hope I'm not doing any worse.
So language arts, we were passing. We had a 60%, I believe, and looks like and we were talking about bringing that up a little bit just so you have a little bit more cushion right before the end of the year. And you brought it up to a 62%.
All right,
so
2%.
Hey, 2%. It's not
worse.
Right
direction.
Exactly. So that's awesome. And then the other big one, I think, is our main focus is going to be math. And we were sitting at a 55%. And looks like right now you've got a 59. So that's good.
Yeah.
Good job.
I figured it was a little bit better.
A little bit better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, again, you're like this close to passing, so that's awesome. What kind of things have you done since the last time we checked in? Some of those strategies that we talked about.
I definitely got with my teacher and started communicating a little bit more to her about some of the difficulties that I've been having. I think just being open with her and having her kind of work with me had helped me out a lot.
And did she kind of help explain to you how she wanted things written out as
far
as the tests? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was already somewhat clear before. It was just a matter of me actually listening to what she was saying, or rather doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I've tried the other route, and my way is obviously not working. So, I've just done my best to start showing my work and doing the way that she wants it, because that's what I have to do to pass the class. So.
And it's reflecting. I can see that. So that's good. Have you tried anything else along with that?
I have gone to a couple tutor sessions for math just because I wasn't showing my work, or doing it their way, so I kind of got a little bit behind in that. So going to the tutor kind of helped me catch up to speed a little bit and bridge that gap.
Good. And did you go to the session during lunch, or did you go after school?
I went after school.
After school, okay. So that kind of went along with what you were saying last time, maybe staying after school.
Yeah.
Waiting, Dad can pick you up later. And that way you're not going home and wanting to go straight to play basketball or video games, right?
Yeah.
Good. Well, that seems like all those things worked. Was there anything that you tried and just like was nope, not for me?
I don't know, not really. I just feel like everything you told me kind of made sense. It kind of was something I figure I needed to do. So, yeah, going to the tutoring helped. Talking to my teacher has helped.
Mm-hmm.
Those were kind of the two main things we talked about. So, I haven't really found anything that hasn't worked yet. Everything's improved a little bit, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, it's good. You took that first couple steps, and now the ball's rolling, and now I think we're seeing some improvements.
Yeah.
And I just want to keep seeing it go up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think these are things that are useful for when you do go to high school next year. These are things that are really important as far as talking to your teachers, going to get that extra help after school if needed, taking the time after school to do the homework rather than, wanting to go do the fun things, at least waiting a little bit. So, good job, okay? We've got about a little less than 3 weeks left. So I think I'm going to just keep checking in to see how grades are looking and make sure that we're still, improving and staying on track for graduation.
Okay.
And then you'll be all set to go. Okay? And any other things that you're kind of concerned about? Or?
No, I don't think so. I mean, obviously it's just being nervous about the last couple weeks left, last couple weeks that I'm with my core group of friends and everyone that we've gone to school with for the last, as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
So just kind of that nervous feeling.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think last time we talked, you said a lot of them are going to the same school next year, but it is going to be a bigger school, so you guys might part ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we discussed how you're okay with that, but it is a little nerve-wracking. But
Yeah.
we're going to be involved in our sports. We're going to be involved in some extracurriculars, and I think that'll be really good for you.
I agree.
Yeah. So I'm glad. Do you have any plans for the summer? Are you going to do anything fun?
Well, pretty much as soon as just shortly after we graduate, have a couple weeks of summer, and then the freshman football team has like football camp. So that's that's my summer basically.
Well, that'll be fun. And that's when you're gonna start meeting new people.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nerve-wracking, but like I said, I'm just a small fish in a big pond as of this summer. So.
Well, keep working hard. I think that your grades, your sports, all that will be reflected through that hard work.
I hope so.
I hope so too. All right. Well, if you don't have anything else to check in about right now, how about we check in maybe right before last week's school and just make sure that we have all our ducks in a row, passing grades, and that we're all set for graduation. And it's a really exciting time.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. Make sure I'm passing all those classes.
Yeah.
I'll keep doing what you have helped me out with. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I think that's what's really important is that, we see some improvement. Doesn't mean that we stop. Okay, don't get, just satisfied with a 62 and a 59. We want to keep that going and really reach our full potential. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, cool. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah.